Okay, so the confession of the night is after this weekend, I might not be getting married.
What?
Trust me, you do not need haters when you got friends like this. I want you guys to rewatch that, but look at her friends' reactions and how happy they are that her marriage is ruined.
Okay, so the confession of the night is after this weekend, I might not be getting married.
What?
Hold on. What?
Right. What the f?
We're going. Okay, we gotta clarify something.
What happened in 24 hours to why you don't think you're gonna get married anymore?
I can't tell you.
On God, I'll bleep it, but just
I
say
can't tell. I don't kiss and tell.
What do you guys think happened?
Some crazy research for you. So a third of men, 33%, a little over a third of men between the ages of 18 and 29 are not only single, but they're not actively looking for a partner. The same study said that by the year 2030, that 45% of women between the ages of 20 and 45 will be single. So I've got a question for the men, because I see it all the time in my comments. Most of my comments are filled with guys saying we're done. We're not looking. We like our peace. I need some more talk from you guys. Tell me why you're done. Tell me why you don't want to have a partner in life. Tell me why it's more worth it to be single than to have a partner. Even if you weren't to remarry, just to have a partner. I mean, I've talked to a lot of men. I've got my answers, but I want to hear it in the comments. So please, drop it in the comments.
You know what's funny is that modern women, they just say weird stuff. Like, a man could be hanging out with you, or, you know, whenever you want to be hung out with. Hey, let's go here, let's do this, let's be over there. But then when a man says, hey, you know, I just want to kind of like relax, you know, go out with the boys, or like just have a weekend to myself. A lot of these modern women, because they've been listening to a whole lot of foolishness, then they'll say, oh, you have an avoidant attachment style. Attachment, you're avoidant. You haven't really fully dealt with your trauma. They'll sit up here and use words that they don't even know what they're saying. Oh, you're probably out there, you know, doing what you're not supposed to be doing. It. No, I was just hanging out. I was just hanging out with my brother. That was it. My mom asked me to do a couple things around the house. That's all I was doing, is whatever she asked for. Oh, well, show me the proof. Are you the police? No, stop being weird. Maybe you need to go to therapy a little bit more and listen this.
I think nice guys finish last.
I'd say they don't even get a spot in the race.
No, I think nice guys win at a certain time and at a certain age.
That sounds like they do finish last with extra wording.
I think it takes a nice guy, good foundation, and then meeting a girl at that time who's like, I'm looking for certain qualities for the rest of my life.
I wanted to make this video to try and translate this message to women. This is how a man will interpret this. He has to wait his turn while you go off and have all these different relationships with other men, because what he offers right now, which may be a good foundation, is not something she's accommodating on our current relationship timeline. During this time, she'll have an endless string of possibly bad relationships with plenty of drama and toxicity. When you're finally done playing games, you're going to show up on his doorstep with an endless baggage of trauma for him to unravel and deal with. I've sometimes heard women say, if you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. This is kind of a similar scenario. You didn't want him back then, so can you see how unfair it is to expect him to want you now? A relationship forming is only dependent on when it suits her.
The way to handle boundaries as a man, you don't sit there and beg her to listen to you. You see her own choices and you decide if it is an appropriate selection for you to be with this woman. You don't force her to change. You allow her to live how she wants to live, and then you let her know what you prefer and give her time. If she decides this is not how she wants to live, instead of being like, we got to do this, you got to listen to me, I'm the man, you just say, okay, fair enough, I totally want you to live the life you want, but it's not compatible with the values and boundaries I have. Instead, what they do is they stay there, get really controlling, really aggressive. You don't want to teach anybody that you have no willingness to walk away. Instead, what you want to teach them is the relationship means something to you. You want to protect this relationship through boundaries, and you want them to meet you in the middle with that. If they do that, fantastic. If they choose not to, the goal is not to be with you. The goal is to have a good relationship. If you don't want this, no worries. I wish you the best. The toxicity comes from the inability to walk away.
I think also what you see in today's society is how fearful a lot of these shows have made young ladies. A lot of things that they say in society, well, watch out for this, don't go over here, don't do that. And specifically, be afraid of men. Be afraid of men. And so a man is just walking around minding his business. He's not really doing anything. But because society has mentioned to a lot of these young ladies, hey, this is the way that men are. This is what you can expect from a man. There has been no time in history where a man has been nice to a woman. He's always used her for X, Y, and Z. So always be fearful. Always look out for yourself, which, I mean, honestly, you should be looking out for yourself anyway. So I understand it. But the way that people are making it seem is that all men are criminals. And a man is saying, I would never even do that. That has nothing to do with me. The vast majority of men, statistically speaking, are not doing any weird stuff. They're not involved in any criminal behavior. And I guess now, talking about it, weird is subjective, right? But they're not doing anything that's, really honestly and truly criminal, right? Literally. But this is what men are being treated like. And you're wondering why men don't approach. It's because whether subtly or outright, you're treating me like I'm a criminal.
Be real with me.
An older woman with a younger guy is completely fine and cute, but an older guy with a younger girl is kind of gross.
Why?
Older men dating younger girls can be really creepy and it can get really weird really fast. He just wants to feel younger again and he wants to feel attractive again. But when older women do it, it's cute because it gives them that sense of freedom back, and women have this stigma of aging super poorly.
I had a YN. Oh, my granny, so I miss you, Dada. He was like 5 years younger than me. Like,
How old was you?
he was 17, 16, 17, 18, 19,
So
20,
22?
22, yeah. I'm 26, so that was
Allegedly.
17. He was 17, about to turn 18.
Dudes might take it as a status card. Like, I'm 16, I'm 17, and she 25, she 26. My name Dada, and I'm blowing her back out.
I know. I know.
You take it as a flex, but you really, you don't know that that's not something you should be doing. You shouldn't be with an older woman, and that older woman should know better than to be with that younger boy. Imagine if a 26-year-old man told you he was messing with a 16-year-old girl. How would we?
That's crazy.
I'm not gonna hit this if she can't be potentially.
Oh, no. You got to be successful for me to sit across the table from you. I'll eat out by myself first. The woman that sits across from me has to be extremely successful.
Define successful.
Successful. She got to have her own money. She got to have a home. Got to drive her own car. This is where I'm at in my life.
Even if you know you're not about to be with this girl, she has to have all this.
You still got to have all this.
In case there's a mistake.
No, not because of a mistake. It's just the way I move. But I earned the right to move like that. And see, what happens when you're young?
Shoulders too.
When you're young, you don't have enough experience to see that.
Right.
When you get to be my age, you know exactly where you're supposed to be. That's all.
Right.
And most men will get there and see it. Some won't. Some guys get married and stuck with the same girl. There's nothing wrong with that. I think you should do what you want to do. I tell people, try not to listen to me too much because you be by yourself. But I love the way my life is.
Modern women continue to keep themselves single. Well, sometimes it's themselves keeping themselves. It's them keeping themselves single. But then once again, so many times we see modern women lose a good relationship over a toxic best friend. And it's really hard sometimes for these modern women to tell whether this is good advice or not, because genuinely, and a lot of times these modern, their friends have given them good advice in other things, right? So, hey, go out here and take a chance going over here and travel in the world. You might have a good business experience. And they actually go and they actually do have a good time, business and pleasure, right? I go over there and I see the sights and I learn a different culture, and I actually spend a couple years over there, right? Great experience. I learned how to do business in a different country or different language, different city, whatever it might be. And I grew from it. So that was genuinely good advice. But then when you go over here and you talk to them about dating, they having trouble themselves, or they haven't really been successful at it. And even sometimes some of these ladies are married and they still be giving terrible advice. They don't really give the detailed advice that their friends actually need. They give the just roundabout way advice to where you're like, what is this going to do? How is this going to help me? And so they actually disqualify men based on how they feel versus what's actually true a lot of times.
I spoke to my wife, and she said that you guys are not going to be able to do the wax on my daughter.
So we can do it. We're not denying her like wax and stuff. I know she needs to get done for competition and stuff, but we don't have anyone available to like do it.
Okay, but it's you. Yeah, Pete, you gay. We fool with you. We cool with you. You know, it's you.
Okay, I get that and stuff. But she's under 21. Like that's my thing. I don't wax anybody under 21 and stuff. She's 15, and all the other girls can see her, just not today.
But why is he forcing
The
him?
competition is in a couple of days, and she needs it done.
Come back tomorrow.
And we've already booked. You know, we got the sale, the 30% off.
Yeah.
And that's definitely what made us go ahead and lock that in.
Okay, I was telling your wife that European Wax can see her.
Oh.
Like it's down the street.
But what's the problem? I'm giving you consent for it.
No, I don't feel comfortable waxing your daughter. It's because she's under 21.
Right.
But
and I get that.
Why is he forcing him?
You know, gymnasts and athletes and stuff need to like get wax under, so no risk of bacteria and all that. But I won't be able to do it. I just don't feel comfortable.
Right.
That's understandable, but
Why does he say but?
I'm literally sitting here coloring, minding my business, and this man just came up to me and approached me and was like, mind if I talk with you? And I was like, kinda. And then, and he goes, what are you doing? I've never seen anything like that. And I was like, and then he fully sits down right here. And I was like, and then he continued to ask me questions, and I was like, no thanks, I don't really feel like talking. What about me says approach me? Nothing, actually.
Well, look here. Here we have another crusty loser who thinks that just because he finds a woman attractive, he's entitled to her time and space.
So she's in a public park. He come up, sat down next to her, which he is entitled to do by law. The law gives him permission to do what it was that he did. He tried to talk to her. She was like, meh. And then he tried to talk to her again, and she was like, no. And he was like, fair enough, and fucked off. People are allowed to do that. They're allowed to go up and talk to people. What makes you think that he found her attractive? Because what straight men will do is they'll go up to women that they don't find attractive in order to practice on them. So, there's no indication that he finds her attractive.
And I think what's interesting to me is you hear a lot of these modern women talk about the male loneliness epidemic as if, oh, it's a crisis, men are lonely. I get it. I'm not trying to downplay that. But I think, a lot of times when men try to open up, when men try to be vulnerable, when a man tries to approach you, he gets treated like he's a bother, right? And so if you have people that always treat you like, well, I really don't want you to be there, then how do you think that they're going to respond over time? You think that they're going to want to keep on showing up and, oh, I love being a bother today. They make it seem like men are predators. They act like men just, oh, I just want to be a nuisance to you. That's the way modern women treat men today. And when a man steps back and said, I definitely don't want to be a nuisance, and I most definitely don't want to be seen as a creep, a stalker, a criminal, that's not me. I just thought that you were really pretty, and so I came up to you, approach you, right? Maybe not perfectly, maybe I said some stupid stuff, but for that I apologize. Still label him a creep, still act like he's bothering her, the whole 9 yards.
Men that were once divorced very much wanted to believe that it's not all women are like that, and they just picked the wrong woman. I mean, that was kind of the phrase that you would hear from a lot of, especially Christian divorced guys. They really want to believe it was just, I picked the wrong woman. And they're very willing to do it again. You would think that getting robbed and your kids stolen from you would make men not want to get married anymore. And maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I can just speak to my experience. Those are the guys that want to marry you immediately. So for the ladies dating divorced men, they're dumb enough to do it once. They're dumb enough to do it again. I think after the second divorce, men are debilitated and have given up on love. But if anything, I found that divorced men were actually very hopeful. They're very hopeful that love is in the air and that it wasn't it was just a bad wife. And they're very hopeful for you to be better. The other great thing about dating divorced men is that, generally speaking, it's very easy to exceed their expectations.
And once again, these modern women, they're really there for the experience. By the time they get through, oh, I got to do this video for my followers, and they think it's okay, right? And this is fundamentally the problem. Everything that they do has to be content, which, well, the right man he'll get it and he'll understand it. Yeah, but you guys got to start making the connection with him first. Does that make sense? You guys got to start running stuff by him first, because you're there to connect with him. You're not really there to connect with your followers, right? Y'all ruin your relationships. And your social media, get the bag, got it, understand it. I mean, get your money, whatever you want to do, fine. But instead, y'all are going on a date with men, and y'all are trying to get the validation and the opinion of your subscribers and your followers, and you're not even connected. So the dude's already checked out. I mean, you take it. Well, hold on, don't move yet. I gotta take a picture of this, and I gotta take a video of this, and all that stuff. Y'all not even walked in. Your reservations for 7:00 is 7:30. First of all, you show up late, and this is one of the places where you gotta be on time. You show up late, and then you got him waiting. It's already 7:12. Oh, we should be all right. Right? Okay. Most of these places give grace. Like a 15-minute grace period. But then you're out here taking videos and stuff like that and walking casually. I like to make an entrance. What are you doing? And then when the man don't call you back, oh, I didn't work out. Men are intimidated, and you're sitting there crying on live stream. You did that. You got to take accountability for that. Stop acting.
What do women need to do to make men feel safe within their vulnerability and their emotions?
I think women need to stop throwing things back in men's faces. I think one of the main reasons why men start to retract and feel like they can't just be open and honest, they can't just keep it a buck, is because women get offended, they throw it back in their face later, they try to guilt them, wrong them, or shame them for certain things. And it's really unfortunate, because a man already has to be tough in the world by nature. So when he comes home, it should be a safe space. And if he's not able to just have those conversations with you, like, hey, I'm struggling with the desires of my heart, or hey, I'm really exhausted from work, although man's probably not going to say that, nor is he probably going to share his emotions. But I think that it's a beautiful opportunity to find a woman and choose a woman and stick with a woman that allows you to be safe inside of your masculine and your feminine, because we all have both.
I think here's what modern women, they don't seem to get is, you have a guy that's texting you good morning. The man is, picking up the tab a lot of times. He's planning the dates and all that other stuff. He some of these guys are driving across town. Some of these guys are driving to another city. I want to reiterate, they're picking up the tab. I mean, paying for everything, asking follow-up questions, remembering everything that you said. But for some reason, you think that you don't have to do anything in a relationship. Number one. Number two, in a lot of those situations, modern women will straight up friend-zone that guy. Will straight up friend-zone him. The man did everything that you were, asking him to do, and then you'll friend-zone him. You tell me how that's gonna work. You tell me who you gonna find that's gonna do everything that man was doing for you, and be happy to do it. That's what they think until 30 rolls around. Oh, I got time. 35 rolls around. Oh, I got time. I can extend my time if I freeze my eggs. 35, 36, 37, 38, 40 rolls around. And now you're like, dang. I recently heard one woman say, you know, I'm kind of the black sheep of the family. I think she was like 50 or almost 50. I'm the black sheep of the family. I'm always messing stuff up. I thought I'd be married by now, but, you know, I'm messing up everything. Everybody else is married. And, you know, me being single is kind of destroying that whole, basically the whole vibe, which, you know, not really. You don't need to be rushing into things just because you feel like you're the odd man out or you're the third wheel. That's the quickest way to get into trouble, right? But we can say that you've probably been messing around and wasting time in your younger years, and maybe that did contribute to you being in the position that you're in today.
Let's explore what women want. Men should pay on first dates. Men should provide, protect. Men should be chivalrous. Husbands should be willing to die for you.
Yes.
So if women can have the standard, men should protect. If women say men should be willing to die, how can you object to me saying a woman should be my servant? How could you actually object?
I'm just saying, if you're willing to die for me, sure, f it. I'm gonna do your laundry and cook for you.
Yeah, and clean.
So Jocelyn, you said husbands should be willing to die protecting me.
Yeah.
So I actually think that's a higher calling of sacrifice.
But I'm also giving birth to your children. I'm also making your apartment a home. I'm contributing to your mental, emotional well-being, raising your kids.
But my objection here is the outrage over, oh my God, Brian, you want a woman to do an effortless bow and do your laundry and cook and clean for you? Y'all want men to die for you.
I would bow to you. Die for my man. I'll bow to you if you're gonna die.
Bow.
No, I ain't bowing to you. I'm not bowing to you because I don't respect you.
And, you know, I think, you know, you say we don't call modern women losers enough. You know, when you're messing around, that's true. That's true, you know. And it's not the person that is a loser, but sometimes people do have loser behavior, right? And a lot of times men, they'll allow things just because they don't want to be the bad guy, right? They don't want to cause any waves, or, man, I understand how people look at me. And some of these guys, you know, we talk about guys that are 6 foot, 6-pack and stuff like that. We talk about these types of guys, right? But some of these tall guys, some of these bigger guys, right? They try to go out of their way to be even nicer to these modern women. It's like, man, I know how I'm seen in the world. I know I'm big. You know, I can be intimidating, even though I'm the nicest guy in the world. I can be intimidating. Modern women, for some reason, they'll take that, because modern women never stop. They keep on doing whatever they want to do. They'll take that kindness for weakness and continue to disrespect you, continue to talk to you sideways. And yeah, I told him off and da-da-da-da, this and that. And the guy be like, I just came over here to get a candy bar. You know what I mean? Why are you standing so close to me? Oh, my bad, I didn't know. I had people standing back behind me, you know, just in the line to get gas. Well, I just had people standing behind me, so I just kind of try to scoot up because, you know, I saw the line out the door. So, yeah, but you don't get at me. Modern women have bad attitudes. And men sit up here and allow modern women to act crazy with them, to act a fool with them, when honestly and truly, in a respectful manner, they need to start calling out that bad behavior and say, you know, I don't know what you got going on, but you don't need to be talking to me like that. I don't know if you got kids in the car that you talk to like that, or maybe you talk to your dog like that, but you don't have a problem with me, period.
I genuinely feel like I have the worst luck when it comes to dating and just like men in general. And I'm starting to think that there are not any good guys. People are like, not all men, there's some good guys. Where are they? Because they're not around me. They're not here. So, where are they? And if they are a good guy, they're probably already married and have kids and whatever. I'm just having a little crash out, but I got fully ready. Looked super cute, looked great. Got my car to leave. Plans canceled. Canceling on me. So you're never gonna get the opportunity to hang out with me again. What an L for you. It's hard for me though, because I internalize it. My phone's so it's all laggy, but I internalize it and I will say, what's wrong with me? Why do people treat me like this? Why do men treat me like this? And I don't think there's anything wrong with me at this point. It's y'all.
You know what's funny is a lot of these modern women will sit up here and say, you know, whatever that taxi cab theory I think it is, where a man, when he's ready to be in a relationship, he'll basically get into a relationship with the first woman and he really doesn't like her, and it's really only convenience. That's funny because you literally have women out here like Shira 7 and a lot of these different female dating coaches that are teaching you, find this type of man. Your life doesn't need to be hard. Your life needs to be convenient. Your life needs to be easy. He needs to be working to try to make your life easy. But we never truly hear, how is the man's life easier? How am I making the man's life easier? We have to hear it from him. There's one woman on the internet, I can see her face right now. Hair color, I just don't know the channel of her name. And he's even been on her channel. Talking crazy, well, not crazy, but you know, it kind of sounds out of touch. Where, you know, I get this, I get that, I get this, I get that. If she said, okay, you know, I'm willing to start a family, but I can't work while I'm starting a family. And he said, I can do that. Okay, well, I think we want to raise our kids outside of the public school system. So I'll be the one to, you know, kind of stay home and get the curriculum together and talk to some friends and stuff like that. Now, there are perks to staying at home, being a stay-at-home mom. I get to have those, you know, and there are perks to you being, you know, working outside the home as the dad and the father, and you get to have those. What's happening is that modern women, they want the convenience. They want the respect. They want the admiration. They want all of the pros and none of the cons. And they want the man to have all of the cons and just maybe one or two pros, right? So I need you to come home and now you're the primary on taking care of the kids, right? As soon as you come home from an 8, 12, 14-hour day, now you're on dad duty for the rest of the night, and I'm going to go do whatever I'm going to go do because you get a break, you get this, you do that. And the man's like, no, I don't get any of that. Number one. Number two, that little 30-minute to an hour break that I get, I need all of that because some of these men are working hard, laborious jobs. But modern women get to the point to where it's just not working for me. My job is way harder than yours is. I need to be a little bit more relaxed. I need to be a little bit more in my feminine, which basically means I need you to allow me to basically put in less work. I need a nanny. I need a cook. Anything to make my life easier while you continue to go out there and slave away and work hard. It's not fair.